Hello students, today we are going to see the second session of the lesson Motion of System of Particles and Rigid Bodies, and this is going to be the second session. In this chapter we are going to see the topics about torque, the definition of torque, the value of tau. Here the tau represents the torque for different cases, torque about an axis, torque and angular acceleration, angular momentum and angular velocity, torque and angular momentum, finally conservation of angular momentum. Come, let's see the lesson for today. Torque has magnitude F r, F sin theta and direction perpendicular to r vector and F vector, and its unit is Newton meter. Tau is equal to Rf sin theta into n cap. Here theta is the angle between r and f, and this n cap is the unit vector in the direction of r. Torque is sometimes called as pseudo vector as it needs other two vectors r vector and f vector for its existence. Tau is equal to Rf sin theta. For direction we use the vector rule or right hand rule. For magnitude we use the scalar form as tau is equal to Rf sin theta. The expression for the magnitude of torque can be written in two different ways by associating sin theta either with r or f in the following manner. Let's see, tau is equal to Rf sin theta or r into f perpendicular. Okay, I will show this in the small GIF file. And tau is equal to r sin theta into f, r sin theta the whole bracket f, which is equal to r perpendicular into f. Here f sin theta is the component of f vector and which is perpendicular to r vector. Similarly, r sin theta is component to r vector and it is perpendicular to f vector, and the two cases are shown in the figure. Here you can see r, here f vector is perpendicular to r vector and tau is equal to r f sin theta and r f perpendicular. Then tau is equal to r sin theta into f, which is equal to r perpendicular f. R is perpendicular to f. Here r which is perpendicular to f. The value of tau for different cases. See, if the angle is equal to 90 degree, if you substitute the angle 90 degree in the above equation, then sin 90 is equal to 1. That means tau maximum is equal to r into f. Another one, if the angle is equal to 0, okay, if angle is equal to 0, here angle is equal to 90 degree, but here the angle is equal to 0. As you know, sin 0 is equal to 0. That means tau is equal to 0. If you put the sine 0 in the equation, tau is equal to r f sin theta or sine 0. It is 0. So tau is equal to 0. Then if you put theta is equal to 180 degree, it crosses or it bisect each other, then it is value is 0, then tau is equal to 0. If r is equal to 0, then tau is also equal to 0. Now we are going to see torque about an axis. In the earlier sections we have dealt with the torque about a point. In this section we will deal with the torque about an axis. See, here it is an axis from A to B, and this is a midpoint O which have a precision P, right? Let us consider a rigid body capable of rotating about an axis AB, right? This is a rigid body and it is capable of rotating in the axis A and B, which is shown in the figure. Let the force F act at a point P. This is the force F which is act at the point P, which is on the rigid body. Then the force F may not be on the plane A, B and P. A, B and P. We can take the origin O at any random point on the axis AB. We can take this origin O at any random. We can take this at any point. So the torque of the force F, right? The torque of the force F about the O, which is R is equal to, tau is equal to R into F. Tau is equal to R vector into F vector. Now the component of the torque along the axis is the torque of F about the axis. Remember, the component of the torque is along the axis A and B, which is the torque of the F about the axis A and B. Now to find it, we should find the vector. Okay, to find it we should find the vector. Tau is equal to R vector into F vector, and then we find the angle theta between tau and A and B. Remember, here F vector is not on the plane ABP. Again I show this, F vector is not on the plane AB and P. Here let us take a spinning top, the spinning top as an example for this, right? Because it rotates with the precession and this is the axis. Now the torque about AB is the parallel component of the torque along AB, which is R vector into F vector cos pi, and the torque perpendicular to the axis AB is R vector into F vector into sin pi. Hereafter, for the calculations of torque on a rigid bodies, we will consider only those forces that lie on the planes perpendicular to the axis and do not intersect the axis. Second point, we consider position vectors which are perpendicular to the axis. Here we have the axis A and B. Now let's see the torque and the angular acceleration. Remember students, if it is angular acceleration, here the theta value is to be defined, right? Now a tangential force F acting on the point mass produces a necessary torque for this rotation. Now this force F is perpendicular to the position vector r vector of the point mass. The torque produced by the force on the point mass m above the axis can be written as, let me show in this picture, this is the r position of the r vector, right? Here the torque produces a force in a rotational motion. Due to this rotational motion there is a tangential force m, and due to this we receive an angular acceleration all towards this circular or centripetal action, right? Now the torque produced by the force on the point mass m, here this is the point mass m, about the axis, this is the axis of this, we get tau is equal to Rf sin theta. Tau is equal to Rf sin theta. Already you know sin 90 degree is equal to 1. If you put that 1 in here, then tau is equal to R into F. Let's take it as equation number 1. You know from Newton's second law, F is equal to ma. If you substitute the ma instead of F in the equation 2, it becomes tau is equal to R into ma. R into ma. Then, as you know, acceleration A represents R, that means the radius, and the angular acceleration. Here, if you substitute the angular acceleration here, then tau is equal to R into m into R alpha. We have 2R, so mr square into alpha. Finally, we receive tau is equal to mr square, the whole bracket alpha. This is the fourth equation. Hence, the torque of the force acting on the point mass produces an angular acceleration alpha in the point mass above the axis of rotation, right? Due to this, we receive in vector notation tau vector is equal to mr square into alpha vector. The directions of tau and alpha along the axis of rotation, if the direction of tau is in the direction of alpha, that means this angular acceleration, it produces angular acceleration. On the other hand, if tau is opposite to alpha, the angular deceleration or retardation is produced on the point mass, right? It's all depends upon the tau and the alpha. The term mr square in equation gives the moment of inertia of the point mass. Hence, torque for a rigid body can be written as tau is equal to summation mi ri square whole bracket alpha, or tau is equal to I into alpha. Here I represents the moment of inertia of the point mass. Angular momentum. The angular momentum in rotational motion is equivalent to linear momentum in translational motion. Let us define the angular momentum as the angular momentum of a point mass is defined as the moment of its linear momentum. In other words, the angular momentum L of a point mass having a linear momentum P at a position R with respect to a point or axis is mathematically written as L vector is equal to R vector into P vector. Then the magnitude of angular momentum could be written as L is equal to R into P sin theta, because as you know, angular momentum or angular acceleration will have some angle. Here it is sine angle, so that where the theta is the angle between the R and P, L is perpendicular to the plane containing R vector and P vector, as we have written in the case of torque. Here also we can associate sin theta with either R vector or P vector. Now L is equal to R P sin theta. Already we know sin theta is equal to 90 degree, so it is 1. So R into P into perpendicular. This symbol denotes perpendicular. Now L is equal to R sin theta into P. If you put like this, then we put R perpendicular P. Here the P perpendicular is the component of linear momentum P perpendicular to R, and R perpendicular is the component of position R which is perpendicular to P, right? The angular momentum is 0, that means the L is equal to 0. If the linear momentum is 0, then P is equal to 0. Or the particle at the origin R is equal to 0 if R vector and P vector are parallel or anti-parallel to each other. Then we get theta is equal to 0 degree or 180 degree. Now there is a misconception that the angular momentum is a quantity that is associated only with the rotational motion, and it is not true. The angular momentum is also associated with bodies in the linear motion. Angular momentum and angular velocity. Let us consider a rigid body rotating about a fixed axis, right? Fixed axis means I think you can imagine a rotation of a calendar in a wind season. It will have a fixed axis because the calendar is sticked in the wall with a nail. That is a fixed axis, so it has to be rotated in the same axis. Now point mass m in the body will execute a circular motion about the fixed axis as shown in the figure. The point mass m is at distance r from the axis of rotation. Its linear momentum at any instant is tangential to the circular path. You can see here this is the point mass P, right? This is the distance, and this is the mass m, and this is the axis of rotation, and its linear momentum and at any instant is tangential to the circular. This is tangential to the circular momentum or circular path. Then the angular momentum L, right? This angular momentum L is perpendicular to P. This L is perpendicular to P. This L is perpendicular to P. Okay. Now, hence it is directed along the axis of rotation. The angle theta between R vector and P vector in this case is 90 degree. And the magnitude of the angular momentum L could be written as L is equal to R m V sin 90 degree. As you know, sine 90 degree is equal to 1. So R, M, V. L is equal to R, M and V. Here V is the linear velocity of that object or of the particle. The relation between linear velocity V and the angular velocity omega in the circular motion is V is equal to R omega. Hence, we have L is equal to mr omega. Because we substitute the V here with R omega. We substitute the V here with the R omega. Therefore, R mr omega. Now, we put L is equal to mr square omega. Let us take this as equation number 1. The direction of L and omega are along the axis of rotation. The above expression can be written in the vector notation as L vector is equal to mr square omega vector. Let's take this as equation number 2. As discussed earlier, the term mr square in equation 1 and 2 is called moment of inertia I of the point mass. A rigid body is made up of many such point masses. Hence, the moment of inertia of a rigid body is the sum of the moments of inertia of all such individual point masses that constitute the body. Therefore, I is equal to summation, and this is summation mi ri square, or the angular momentum of the rigid body can be written as L is equal to summation mi ri square into omega vector, or L is equal to I omega, because we substitute the mi ri mr square as moment of inertia I. The full term is taken as I, moment of inertia. Now, torque and angular momentum. We have the expression for magnitude of angular momentum of a rigid body, which is L is equal to I omega. The expression for magnitude of torque on a rigid body is tau is equal to I alpha. We can further write the expression for torque as tau is equal to I d omega by dt, or alpha is equal to d omega by dt. Okay. So, where omega is the angular velocity and alpha is the angular acceleration, we can also write the equation number 1 as tau is equal to d I omega divided by dt. Here we put I omega as L from the angular momentum and angular velocity equation. Actually, we substitute this from the angular momentum and angular velocity equation. That is tau is equal to dl by dt. The above expression says that the external torque on the rigid body fixed to an axis produces rate of change of angular momentum in the body about that axis. Conservation of angular momentum. From the above expression, we could conclude that in the absence of external torque, the angular momentum of the rigid body or a system of particles is conserved. Conserved means not any change, that means in constant. If tau is equal to 0, then dl by dt is equal to 0, or L is equal to constant. The above expression is known as the law of conservation of angular momentum. Thank you students. Study well.